We've looked at the top Game Pass games. Now, here's just 20 of my favourite games available on PlayStation Now. The list is mainly single player focused, and if you're watching this at a much later date, some of these games might have been removed from PlayStation Now. It seems like Sony likes to rotate the available games about. Take a swig of your gamer juice and let's start. Nioh 2. This is an underrated Souls-like I was completely addicted to on PC launch this year. Combat is tight, you'll be chopping up yokai spirits in Japan. There's loads of different playstyles, abilities including badass transformation power-ups, loads of weapon types, and it takes a while to master all the mechanics. Be warned, Nioh 2 can be brutally hard at times, and might require a bit of patience and willpower to push through the hard moments, but it's still worth sticking through. Sonic Mania is hands down the best Sonic game in over 20 years. This is a sequel to my old Mega Drive or Genesis games, and it's a fantastic 2D side-scroller with a mix of precision-based gameplay and the potential for some really satisfying fast-paced moments. Even if you've never played a 2D Sonic game before, give this a go. God of War. Chances are you've probably already played this. This is one of the very best games the PlayStation 4 offers. There's some pretty big changes from the old God of War hack and slash formula. I really enjoyed the challenges around the new slower paced combat. It's the story that sold me though. The interactions and developments between the cold-hearted father Kratos and his naive son Atreus are pretty touching. And while we're here, the original God of War trilogy is still worth playing today. It's brutal, with faster hack and slash style combat and big chunky combos. You might have to push through some tedious puzzles, but if you survive, the story builds up across the trilogy until it's all out war with the Greek gods and it'll just blow your pants off. Slay the Spire is one of my most favourite card games of all time. I've put countless hours into this. It's all about battling your way through the Spire and making important decisions, whilst building the ultimate combination of cards in your deck. Fingers crossed you'll be strong enough to take out the big bosses. I'm tired of other pay-to-win card games. Slay the Spire is just a regular game from start to finish. It doesn't beg for your money. In fact, there's no microtransactions at all. Saints Row the Third, the full package. I've had so much stupid fun with this game, it's brilliant. The entire game is inspired by Grand Theft Auto, but with much more of a focus on over-the-top silly bits. There's loads of variety in the mission types and activities, and I got addicted at endgame and just trying to buy out all the properties in the city. As a bonus, if you've got a friend, you can play the entire game co-op. That's how I did my second playthrough, and I'd highly recommend it. Bloodborne was made by From Software, the creators of Dark Souls. This one is set in a haunted Victorian-inspired city, with a more gothic theme and goosebump-inducing atmosphere. Combat is a bit faster paced compared to Dark Souls, with more of a focus on dodging and aggressively retaliating back at enemies to recover recently lost health. Bloodborne might just be my favourite PlayStation 4 exclusive, and if you've got any interest in Souls-like games, it's a must-play. Metal Gear Solid 5. The Metal Gear Solid series has always had a heavy focus on narrative and stealth gameplay. Number 5 is a little bit controversial because there's less focus on the story, but at the very least it also means it doesn't require any previous games played to enjoy it. Where 5 really shines is how it lets you get creative and tackle missions in your own style, and you can develop new gadgets and over-the-top technology to really spice things up even more. All that said, Metal Gear Solid 1 to 4 are available too, if you want that more narrative experience. Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch is a great JRPG, where you'll capture, battle and evolve familiars a little bit like Pokemon. The story and visuals are more focused at a younger audience, but anyone can enjoy them. Studio Ghibli are well known for their world-class animated films. These guys have worked their magic into the animated cinematics of Ni no Kuni as a bonus. Just real quick, if this has been useful so far, boop that like button to help spread this video to others. Thanks. I played Infamous Second Son a little bit after the PS4 launch, and I think it's another game that's a bit underrated and kind of forgotten about. This is an open-world superhero action game with some pretty flashy visual effects that still hold up well today, and there's a surprisingly enjoyable story. It's just pretty fun playing and developing new abilities or powers. There's a pretty simple morality system too, which involves performing good or evil actions, and that'll change up your playstyle and even add new abilities to your arsenal. Until Dawn is an interactive horror drama. You're in control of a group of mostly insufferable young adults having their annual winter getaway gone wrong. You'll drive the narrative and fate of these characters, and to be honest, sometimes it can be fun just to get people killed in the most gruesome ways possible. Been a while since I played, but I remember there were these moments where I needed to keep the controller perfectly still at tense times while it vibrates at maximum power. This sounds easier than it actually is, and it added to some already stressful moments. Failure to keep the controller stable might be the end of someone. While in the realm of interactive stories, Heavy Rain is another top one, where 4 characters are following their own leads to stop a murderer known only as the Origami Killer. Horizon Zero Dawn is an open-world RPG set in the 31st century and post-apocalyptic future ruled by robots. But don't let the open-world theme put you off. You'll take control of Aloy with the option of stealth or facing off against robots and destroying them one piece at a time. Bigger enemies have you potentially exploiting their weaknesses, for the chance of pieces breaking off enemies, allowing you to use their own weapons against them. Gameplay is pretty strong, and discovering the secrets within the ruins of long-lost humanity is fascinating. Gravity Rush Remastered is a pretty unique PlayStation experience worth your time. You'll play Cat, who can manipulate gravity to walk on walls and pretty much fly. I played this on the Vita, rest in peace, and the gyro motion controls were surprisingly pretty good at the time. But don't worry, in this version motion controls are optional, you can fully turn them off in the options. Wolfenstein The New Order and the Old Blood standalone expansion pack are pretty fun single-player first-person shooters. They're both set in an alternative 1960, ruled by Nazis with advanced technology. It has a surprisingly good story amidst the over-the-top violence, and it's worth a run-through at least once. Undertale. Don't let visuals deceive you. This is a brilliant RPG which may not have the best graphics, but it makes up for it with brilliant storytelling, an incredible soundtrack, genuine laugh-out-loud moments, and characters you'll actually care about. It's a lesson in good game design. I want to keep this one brief because I don't want to spoil anything, so if you really enjoy good story RPGs, then go into this blind and straight away. The Last of Us is another zombie apocalypse game, but it gives us the story of a broken and jaded Joel and the sweet and innocent Ellie. The Last of Us was good, but it wasn't until I fully completed the game that I could truly appreciate the unique story here. UNCHARTED, the Nathan Drake collection, has the original 3 games from the PlayStation 3 remastered and improved. Puzzles are quite enjoyable to solve, and when it comes to combat, there's some improved shooting and aiming over the originals. The second game is generally considered to be the best of the 3, with some brilliant cinematic sequences, but I still think the other 2 are still great. My favourite part of UNCHARTED has definitely got to be the banter between Nate and his wingman Sully.
Can't reach us. Come on over here, I'll give you a boost.
Alright.
Come on, gorgeous, jump up. You got a great ass, Sully.
Thanks.
And as a last bonus recommendation from me, it would have to be the PlayStation 1 era of Final Fantasy games, 7, 8 Remastered, and 9. That is if you can put up with the graphics that are in some cases over 20 years old, because there's some real storytelling treats here that deserve your time. I'd recommend starting with 7 or 9, because 8 has some more complex systems to learn. Final Fantasy 7 is my all-time favourite game, with brilliant storytelling and characters. Final Fantasy VIII is the remastered version, which is a bit hit and miss or inconsistent with the visuals. It's a very systems-heavy game, which can be really fun if you can learn and master what it offers. I know a lot of people have considered Final Fantasy IX to be the very best one. It takes the series back to its fantasy roots and has some of the best characters. If you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII, check out my mega video that'll be on screen now, and those are just some of my PlayStation Now picks. Peace for now.